to Bad Dad's mini review. It's me, Howie. Welcome to a world where fake news stories are used to manipulate public opinion. Dissent is no longer tolerated, and all your communications are monitored. The economy is not functioning, and reality TV is used to distract you from the harsher realities. Welcome to 2020. Well, I don't mean 2020. What I mean is an imagined one from about 32 years ago. This was the setting for the 1987 classic movie The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. The bad news, much of this action adventure looks eerily prophetic now that we're here for real. It's a story by Stephen King within a dystopian America, actually set in supposedly 2017. A falsely convicted policeman gets his shot at freedom when he must forcibly participate in a TV game show where convicts or runners must battle killers for their freedom. The killers are called stalkers. Arnie plays Ben Richards, a police helicopter pilot who's framed for the Bakersfield massacre during a food riot in California. He escapes a Labour camp with two resistance fighters, Harold Weiss and William Laughlin, finding refuge in their camp led by their leader called Mick, but it's actually played by Mick Fleetwood from Fleetwood Mac, which is kind of odd. He goes to his brother's apartment, and he leaves him to it, and he finds it's now occupied by a girl called Mendez, who he kidnaps and uses to try and get out of there and go to Honolulu using her movement pass, because everything's so tightly wound down. She warns him that she gets airsick, and he says, do whatever the hell you want over this shirt, it won't make a difference, and he's wearing this big Hawaiian disgusting shirt. He's eventually captured and thrown into this TV reality show run by an over-the-top Bruce Forsyth called Killian. Arnie utters to him as he gets about to be launched the classic lines, "I'll be back," and Killian just looks at him and says, "Only in a rerun." But in reality, Arnie's now in this arena. It's a bit like gladiators on steroids, which at the time obviously they were. So imagine all of the stalkers are like, do you remember the one called Shadow, who was kind of off his head? All of them add weapons. You've got Sub-Zero, who's into his ice hockey, or slicing people's heads off with ice hockey sticks and explosive pucks. You've got Buzzsaw with his chainsaw and his high-powered motorbike. You've got Dynamo, who's basically a fat Duracell battery who sticks his electrodes into people. And you've got Fireball, who's, as his name suggests, just got basically a German Nazi-style fire blaster out of his back and a skunk hairdo, and he wears a chainmail fireproof suit. So Arnie has to overcome each of these people on the premise that he'll eventually get to the centre of this arena where the network signal is broadcast. So he can interrupt it and tell the people out there who are watching in this dystopian future kind of what the reality actually is, and everything is kind of deep faked. Everything is altered to suit the government's policies and crowd control, if you like. It's really ahead of its time. There's some really cool set design. There's some CGI in there that you sometimes see in things like Conan the Barbarian with the huge, great big buildings. And the story, as mentioned, is a little bit too close to home at times in respect of some aspects of society. Highlights for me include the Climbing for Cash advert, the amazing Janet Jackson choreography of all the dancing for the actual game show, and it features the most painful chainsaw death that you'll ever see. Particular other highlight is Jesse Ventura as Captain Freedom doing an aerobics class. Awesome. It's on Sky Cinema now. Go and watch it. Enjoy it. Like our previous winners, Whitman, Price and Haddad. You remember them. There they are at this very moment, enjoying the Maui sun. So, please listen to Bad Dad's podcast. It's available from all bad and good podcast providers. Like, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.